The Chinese government in the past have definitely been making use of a lot of excuses and opportunity to tighten the control on the Chinese people. The freedom of press, for sure, it's under scrutiny. You would not be able to watch movies that are critical of the regime. Even movies that could actually bring up very good questioning, TV shows, for example. None of these exist. There are books that are prohibited. And we know that the Causeway Bay booksellers, they got into trouble because they are selling books that are not sanctioned by the CCP and yet purchased by many of the Chinese mainland tourists visiting Hong Kong. The freedom of information, it's also, as I mentioned, being clamped down and severely, significantly controlled. You would not be able to run Google. You would not be able to run Facebook, Twitter on any cell phones or any internet connected device in China, because the great wall, the firewall of China would have prevented that. And the last but not least is the freedom of religion. And we know in that particular regard, the Falun Gong practitioners have been under tremendous persecution, as we have seen in international investigative reports, as we have seen in various parliamentarian reports on that subject. And definitely the Falun Gong practitioners have been one of the most tenacious people facing Chinese persecution. I remember when I was visiting Hong Kong, I'm always so moved by the demonstration that Falun Gong practitioner had in Hong Kong. I was reminded that on the Chinese mainland, Hong Kong was the only place that Falun Gong could actually make a point and highlight the kind of suffering that they have under the Chinese regime. I mentioned about the freedom of information, freedom of press, freedom of speech, and freedom of religion. All these are culminated not just, and then the political freedom, not just in in Hong Kong, but also, as we have seen in the province of Xinjiang. The world have tolerated what happened in Tibet in the 50s and the 60s. And we realize that the engagement policy did not change China to what we hope, that it will have a more open society, a more tolerant society, more accepting society. Instead, not only that, it's clamping down on the Uyghurs and the Turkish people in Xinjiang province, clamping down on the people of Hong Kong seeking more political, actually not more, but seeking political autonomy that they already enjoyed, threatening the safety and security of Taiwan, and also many neighboring countries. So China's today, it's not the China in the 70s, in the 80s. They definitely have taken a far more assertive role in the world's affair, in domestic issues and all that. And it is time for the world to speak up, therefore.